Political groups from both sides of the aisle ramping up their spending in Michigan's most competitive House district. Now our Fox News power rankings list the race as a toss-up, with sitting Democrat Alyssa Slotkin looking to fend off an up-and-coming Republican challenger, Tom Barrett. Joining us now is Tom Barrett. Mr. Barrett, good to talk to you. What do you believe are the top issues driving voters there in Michigan's 7th Congressional District?
Yeah, thank you, John. Thank you so much for having me on. And really, the top issues are what you're seeing across the country in every district. It's the cost of living. It's the soaring cost of living that is crippling families like mine. Right here in mid-Michigan, my wife and I are raising 4 little kids. We see it everything from a gallon of milk to a gallon of gas costs way too much under Joe Biden and his failed leadership that's been directly enabled by Alyssa Slotkin, my opponent, and her 100% voting record with the Biden agenda. People in this district want to change. The country's on the wrong track. That's why I'm running for Congress. We want to be a check against the Biden administration. We have just 20 days to go to get there. We're going to make it work. Those are the issues that people care the most about. For people who want to learn more about me, they can visit my website, tombarrettforcongress.com. We'd love to have their help as we get over this hump in the next 20 days.
We want to put this up on the screen because it's curious that Michiganders have it worse than people in other states across the nation when it comes to the economy and inflation. In the Detroit, Warren, Dearborn area, inflation is running at 8.6%. That's nearly 0.5% higher than the rest of the country. The gas price average is $4.14, where it's well below $4 in other parts of the country. 48% of people say that they're paying more than 30% of their income for rent, which gets you into the danger zone there. And wages in 2022 have been stagnant. The Michigan average hourly rate in January of this year was $30.21. In August of this year, it's down to $30.14. As a member of Congress, what would you do about all that?
Yeah, well, we have to stop the disastrous policies of this administration and those that have enabled them. It starts with the rampant runaway spending that Alyssa Slotkin voted for that hit inflation on a hockey stick curve. But then it extends from there to make sure that we have affordable energy here in Michigan. We're about to enter a very cold winter here in Michigan where home heating costs are going to shock people in every part of Michigan because of the disastrous policies of this administration that have been enabled by people who support them. My family, we live on propane. We live in a rural part of Michigan, along with many other families in this district, whether propane or natural gas are the leading forms of home heating here in Michigan. And because of Joe Biden's hell-bent intent to shut down pipelines and Alyssa Slotkin's joining him in that, everybody's heating costs are going to be higher in Michigan. So we have to stop and reverse the trend of what they're doing. We have to fire the 87,000 IRS agents that they hired. We got to stop sending stimulus checks to people in federal prison. We've got to claw back some of these disastrous policies. We've got to secure our border and clamp down on crime. Those are the recipe for getting America back on the right track and certainly lifting the tide here in Michigan as well.
Now, if you want to win a race, especially in the closing days, you got to have the money to do it. And according to the Federal Election Commission, you're lacking on that front. Your third quarter fundraising, just a little more than $670,000. Your cash on hand, $115,000. Compare that to Alyssa Slotkin. She raised nearly $2 million in the third quarter, and she's got almost $4 million on hand. You've got to close strong in these final 20 days. How do you do it with that much of a cash disparity?
You're exactly right. And Alyssa Slotkin is being bailed out by Nancy Pelosi and these coastal elites from across the country that want to tell us in mid-Michigan how to live our lives. We need to fight back. This is a David versus Goliath, and we are neck and neck in our polls right now, despite the fact that my opponent is spending $1 million a week to close out this campaign. We need all the help we can get to finish this strong. I've won very tough legislative districts in my state legislative past, and we're going to do it again this year for Congress. But we need all the help we can get. People can go to tombarrettforcongress.com, pick up your phone, send us a contribution. We need to get over the hump in these final 20 days. This is our foremost competitive seat in the country and the most expensive race in the United States right now. We need to win here to take back a conservative majority in Congress. And that's why I'm running. I'm putting everything I have into this, and I just need the help to get over the line.
Michigan State Senator Tom Barrett, good to talk to you. By the way, thank you for your service.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it. We'll be watching your race. Thanks.